So, here's the deal. I was really disappointed in this book. Don't hate me! I don't know. I think I'm giving it 2.5 stars. First off, the first third or so of the book, I enjoyed it. I had problems with it, but those problems aside, I was interested in the story. I liked Tessa. I was interested in where her story was going, and what was going to happen there. I never felt like I was in a rush to get back to reading it, but while I was reading it, it was an enjoyable time reading it. And then it kind of started to slow down, and I thought once I got to the halfway point, it was really boring and really draggy. And then the rest of the book, I just felt like I was struggling to finish it. The main thing that I didn't like about this book was the description. I felt like it interfered with the story. There were some really exciting scenes. I do exciting because they weren't exciting, but they should have been exciting. Exciting things were happening, but reading it was not exciting because it was describing things that I thought were unimportant. And it slowed the scenes down. Like when a whole bunch of new shadow hunters came in the scene, it described what each of them were wearing. Even though we already know what the shadow hunters wear because you described it last time. And what all of their facial expressions look like. And I got reminded of their hair color. I was like, you don't need to do this. It's kind of an intense scene. How about just skip that part? or don't go into so much detail. So I felt like this was supposed to be a fast-paced book, but it wasn't. Maybe it wasn't supposed to be a fast-paced book, but the feeling I get from it is that it was supposed to be fast-paced and it failed, in my opinion, for me as a reader. I also don't understand what everyone's thing is with Will. I hated Will. Oh my goodness! Will was so annoying. Friggin' self-centered. He was a self-centered little brat. He thought only of himself. He thought he was hilarious. He thought he was so funny and that everyone like worshipped him, and he thought that he deserved to be worshipped and that he was allowed to act the way that he acted because people worshipped him, and he didn't. He was a little shit. I hated Will so much. I don't understand why everyone loves him. Jem, on the other hand, I liked Jem. Jem was wonderful and sweet. I also enjoyed Tessa, although I don't remember what it was that I liked about Tessa. I remember in the beginning, I thought she was funny, but I don't remember now. But throughout the story, she didn't bother me at all. So, yeah. Also, there was a twist in it. There was kind of two twists, I guess. One of them I didn't really see coming, but the other one I totally saw coming, and I saw it happening as like there was like a setup, I guess, that was happening. And I knew it was a setup, and I was like, oh my god, you guys are stupid. You guys are stupid. Oh my gosh. You're the stupidest people ever who think you're super cool and you're not. So I was super excited to read this series. I had no interest in reading the Mortal Instruments series. I still don't. But this one sounded more interesting to me because it took place in the 1800s in England, and I was just like, that's fabulous. Except, yeah, okay, it takes place in the 1800s in England, but 85% of the story takes place inside a building. And the only thing that lets you know what year it is when they talk about the clothing that they wear in the books that they read. And like the things that they talk about, I guess, like about like gender roles and stuff, how it's still very like old-fashioned that way. Obviously this takes place in the 1800s. But it was just the things they talked about that made you know it was in the 1800s. There wasn't too much visual stuff about the 1800s. There was a little bit, but not too much. Less than I was hoping, I guess, or less than I was thinking there would be. So this book was not at all what I was expecting. And I gave it 3 stars on Goodreads, but I wasn't sure if I was going to give it 2.5 or 3, but now that I've had time to think about it, I think it's closer to 2.5, because I was extremely disappointed in it, and it wasn't that good to me. No! I might continue with the series only because I have all of the books, and they are quite pretty, and I do want to keep them because they're gorgeous. Everyone talks about how they get better, though, as they go, and how the third one's incredible. I'm not going to hold high expectations for that, though. I'm not going to hold anyone to those quotes there. But at some point, when I feel like I don't really care if I read a lot or something, I might pick up the second one, see if I like it any better. Now that I know the kind of pacing the story is going to have, and I'm not expecting something to be faster, more fastly paced, however you want to say that, maybe I'll enjoy it more. Maybe I'll think the story is a little bit more interesting. Who knows? I'm going to give it a try. I'm going to try. I guess that's all.